The double shotgun build, or as I like to call it, the double trouble. It's about as much fun as you can have in this game, so let's check it out. What is up everyone, my name is Extent and I'm excited to tell you about this double shotgun build. I used to love shotguns in Left 4 Dead. I never used anything else, to be honest. But I hadn't given them a chance in Back 4 Blood yet. The assault rifles always kind of felt better. But with this build, that has changed. I'll tell you something about the cards that I'm using, and at the end of the video I'll give you my opinion on the different shotguns and which cleaners would work well with this deck. Let's get into the build. I think by now we all know this card. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. This card makes it so you can equip a primary weapon in your secondary slot, which automatically makes it one of the most powerful cards in the game. And we're going to use it today to equip 2 shotguns. And as you can see from the gameplay that's been playing in the background, you never have to stop shooting. Until you run out of ammo, of course. Which other cards are we using in this build? You can see that the weapon swap is insanely quick, even though weapon swap is not that fast in Back 4 Blood, and 2 is 1 and 1 is none makes it even 25% slower. The crazy swap speed is mostly because of Cocky, which makes your swap speed 75% faster. When you take damage, your accuracy is reduced by 20% for 3 seconds, but you're using a shotgun, which was never very accurate to begin with, so it's not very noticeable. With this card alone, you could make this build work very well, but if you want to go all the way, then add Guns Out. Personally, I like to add this card a little bit later on in the act, but again, you don't really need it, but it's definitely a feels good perk. It makes your weapon swap almost instantaneous. Obviously, we're using Admin Reload in this build. I think this card is pretty well known as well. It reloads your stowed weapons, which is essential in this deck. It works very well with Power Swap, which gives you 20% weapon damage after swapping when you had low ammo. However, some of the shotguns in this game start reloading automatically so insanely quickly that it's sometimes hard to activate the card. Even so, these two cards have some really nice synergy. After that, Shell Carrier is a solid choice. The 10% extra damage is nice, but especially the 30% extra ammo will really help you out, since you'll be blasting through ammo in no time. Rolling Thunder is also a nice addition, another 10% damage, and the 35% move speed is okay, but nothing crazy. You don't get to use it that often, I think. After that, you can choose anything you like, and here are some options. Buckshot Bruiser is nice on paper, but in practice it's not working too well. It says that for every pellet you hit, you get temporary health. When you're shooting bosses and mutations, it works fine, but Common Ridden can die from 1 or 2 pellets. So that means that all the other pellets are actually not hitting, and therefore not giving you health. Face Your Fears is more reliable in that sense, but whatever you're killing needs to be within 2 meters of you, so it's kind of a clutch perk, but still very nice all the same. Quick Kill can be a very nice addition to this deck, but I don't think this is for everyone. Let me explain. When you're starting the act, the weapons you're finding are obviously not very good, and switching and then aiming down sights really slows you down, so that sucks. But I wouldn't choose this card early in the deck because there are far better options, and then later on your guns get better and the ADS speed is better as well, so you might not need the card anymore. Still, it's a very nice card to pick, because it makes your shotguns a lot more accurate when you're not ADSing. You can still easily shoot sleepers off the wall from a large distance. However, the recoil can be a bit tricky to control on console. I suppose that's not a problem on PC though. If you choose Quick Kill in your deck, then definitely add Hyper Focused, which gives you 50% more weak spot damage. The downside is 75% less ADS speed, but you're not using that anymore anyway. When you press the ADS button, however, which is left trigger on Xbox for me, you still slow down, and I found that hard to get out of my muscle memory. It definitely takes some getting used to. And also bring Killer's Instinct, which adds another 30% weak spot damage. It says it disables your aim down sights, but that was already the case. If you want to go for some overkill weak spot damage, then Reckless Strategy is a good choice, but you can obviously leave it out and add in a healing efficiency card or something else. The same goes for Silver Bullets, which I think makes sense in this deck. Another 10% bullet damage and 150% bullet penetration makes it easier to deal with hordes. But I wouldn't say this card is essential in the build. If you've enjoyed this video so far, then consider dropping a like and subscribing to help me out. So what about the shotguns? First of all, the Belgian, which is the only secondary shotgun in the game, fires so fast that it doesn't give admin reload enough time to reload your primary, so it's not a good pick. The other 4 shotguns are all solid choices, but it really comes down to what you prefer. I guess I least liked the TAC 14. It's powerful, but only has 3 bullets and it's a bit slow. The Super 90 is great, it fires fast and it has a large enough magazine, especially later on if you use an extended mag. However, it starts reloading automatically when empty so fast that it is hard to trigger the 20% damage from power swap. The AA-12 is a nice weapon to use against mutations and getting out of hordes, but its recoil is a bit harder to control on console. Also, it blasts through ammo a bit quickly. The 870 Express was actually one of my favorites, and it wouldn't have been if that was the only primary I was using. However, it's great to shoot a few ridden here and there and then switch to a faster weapon when things get dicey. Overall, I would recommend one slower shooting shotgun and one faster, so that you have some utility in every situation. But again, it comes down to your personal preference. Lastly, is there a cleaner best suited to this deck? I don't really think so. Mom has the Belgian, but I don't really like that in this build. And Walker has 10% extra damage, so I usually chose him. But really, you can choose anyone you like as long as your friends are not using them for another build. And that's going to be it for this video. Drop a like if you've enjoyed this shotgun build and subscribe to my channel to help me out. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.